Now we're going to turn our attention to immigration, and Commissioner Sparks, this is your first question. Several states have considered following Arizona's lead in requiring law enforcement officials to check people's immigration status. A federal court has struck down that law. It's now being litigated in the courts. But as governor, would you pursue similar legislation in Alabama? Do you think it's needed here?
I would not pursue the Arizona law, and I would remind the people that we don't border Mexico. But I am smart enough to understand that we do have an immigration problem in Alabama. And the one thing that I would do, there's three things that I would do, is I would pass one of the toughest immigration laws in the country. That if you're an undocumented worker and you get picked up by the police, you get no bail. If you're an undocumented worker in Alabama and you get government services or government assistance, we need to stop it. If you are a contractor in Alabama and you get state or federal money, contracts, then we need to make sure that you hire Alabama people. You know, we don't want to send a message that we want to stay in litigation the rest of our lives, but we need the help of the federal government. We need a comprehensive immigration law. We need them to stop them at the border so that we can do what we need to do in Alabama. So we need help from the federal government to help us. But I will pass the toughest immigration law in the country.
Dr. Bentley, 2 minutes.
Well, I believe that the federal government has failed this country in dealing with the illegal immigration problem. And it is their responsibility, but they are not living up to their responsibility. When they don't live up to their responsibility, it is the responsibility of the states to protect themselves within their borders. And I admire what Arizona has done. I am telling you, I'm not saying that we need a bill exactly like that. But we've had a 500% increase in illegal immigrants in this state in the last 10 years. That is significant. And we need to do something about that if the federal government is not going to do it. I believe in E-Verify, which will make sure that a worker is legal or not. All you have to do is check it. You check their Social Security number. In 3 to 5 seconds, you can find out if they're legal or not. Every state contract, I want to make sure that those people that are getting taxpayer dollars make sure that they are legal citizens. So I want to do that. And also, I believe that companies who willingly, knowingly hire illegal aliens are breaking the law. And I think they need to be fined, not shut down, not lose their license because innocent people will be hurt. But I certainly do believe that they should be fined for what they do.
Thank you. Commissioner Sparks, 1 minute.
Well, I don't want to send a message as the governor of the state of Alabama that we don't accept all nationalities to Alabama because we are a trading mecca of the world. Look at Hyundai, look at Mercedes, look at Honda. But I will send a message that if you come to Alabama illegally, and if we pick you up, you'll get no bail. That if you want government services, you won't get them. And that if you have a government or a state contract, we better make sure that you hire documented workers. I will pass the toughest immigration law in the country.
Dr. Bentley, would you like to rebut?
Yes. On June the 7th, 2007, my opponent said, they're here, we don't need to criminalize them. On August the 14th, 2010, he said, we don't have the resources to enforce the immigration and that it is not up to the states. He said the same thing that day. He said, they talk about building a 12-foot wall on the border, and if they build that wall, I'm going into the 13-foot ladder building business. Now, I don't know what that means, but I can tell you that it does not sound like that he wants the toughest immigration law that we can possibly have.